Yo, it's Nyck Caution. The sky's the limit out right now. Catch me on the road this summer on the Smokers Club tour. Pro Era, man. The name is Nyck Caution. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, from Mill Basin, Brooklyn, New York. And I represent Pro Era, Beast Coast, all that shit, man. Fucking, can I curse? Yeah, Nyck Caution. Well, growing up in Brooklyn, I grew up in Mill Basin, so it's not the normal Brooklyn, or it's not the Brooklyn people, you know, think about when they think about Brooklyn, but it's like right by Kings Plaza, right by Flatbush Avenue. And it was cool growing up until like 7th, 8th grade. You know, I used to go to the park, and then everybody just started doing pills and drugs and shit, so I kinda had to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. If I wanted to do that, if I wanted to, just stay away from that shit. But like, I was still always around it because that's all the people who were around me. But it was cool. I mean, it gave me a good perspective on life early, so growing up was cool. I always wrote. I had a book when I was like in like third or fifth grade. And my first writing style was I'll come up with album titles and come up with all the song titles for the album. And I have like 4 album titles with no music. Just like I like to visualize, I like to write things out. So it's like, I remember I had this song called Invincible, and I was like, yo, this is awesome, this is gonna be great. So like, as a kid, just like being creative and coming up with titles and raps, it definitely kept my mind occupied and kept me away from that shit. I started listening to hip hop probably, what Eminem album? Well, the first thing I saw, I think, was with a real Slim Shady, Please Stand Up. That might have been one of the first things that I really saw, because it was on MTV, and then, I listened to Eminem, I listened to 50 Cent, 8 Mile kind of made me want to rap. It's hard to like put it down to the first thing, but those were the first things that really put me onto hip hop. My most influential artists, 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks, Tupac, Biggie. My rap name came up around the same time when I used to write the album titles and shit. But so I was thinking, I'm like, yo, I don't want to be Jesse, because my name is Jesse. I don't want to be Jesse Cordasco. Like, that's not what I want my rap name to be. And so I was in the park, and I was with my dad, and there was like caution tape on the bench, and I took the caution tape and I put it around my head, and he like started calling me Caution. So that was like my nickname, and then I always liked it. I was like, yo, Caution, that's a dope name. And then while I was thinking about it, I'm like, I don't want to be Jesse Caution, so let me put a creative twist on it. And I was like, I'm from New York City, so NYC, and I added the K, and I was like, New York City kid. That's what I was running with for a while, and then it just like looked good. Like, you gotta write something down to see if it looks right. It looked right, so I just ran with Nyck Caution. So, in high school, I linked up with Pro Era because I met Joey in dance class, because we were doing acting and we had to take this dance class, and I choreographed a wrestling dance. But it wasn't a dance, it was just wrestling. So like, we didn't want to do the dance, so the teacher let us choreograph like a wrestling match. And that's how I met Joey, and like, we just knew each other over the years. And then they started rapping, and then Steez seen me rap at a show, and like, he came up to me the next day, and he's like, yo, I didn't know you rap. You got a studio, blah, blah, blah. Took him to my studio, and then just over time, it was like, we all rapped. I rapped, he rapped, Joey rapped, CJ rapped, and then we just Pro Era got created. Yeah, so Capital Steez, one of the first times I brought Capital Steez to my studio in Mill Basin, he did a remix to Yonkers, and the end of that verse, he was like, the sky's the limit, that's what they told the fucking fool. I disguised the limit, now I'm aiming to the sun and moon. And that was the first time I was with somebody that I knew who rapped that really impressed me, and I was just like, the sky's the limit. Like, why didn't I think of that? The sky's the limit. Like, it's such like a really dope play on words. So when he passed away, you know, I just always kept his vision and his whole legacy like very close to me, because you know it's the whole Pro Era shit, and it's something sacred to us. So when I was coming up with my first project, just the music I was making, it kind of just reflected that. I didn't want to do it, but it kind of just did it itself. It's actually pretty crazy. When I got signed to Cinematic, I was cool with Shipes. You know, the Pro Era was still young, and Shipes emailed me, like in a very informal email, just like, yo, I'm gonna sign you and blow you up, bro. Like that was it. And I was like in college, like not trying to go to college. And I was just like, oh, I told my mom, and like I was out of school a couple weeks later. But it was crazy, you know, I didn't want to go to school. I told my mom I was only doing 1 semester, and that's what I did. And I had a reason to only do 1 semester. I went on tour. That was a dope time. Yeah, it was. I was doing acting since like 3rd grade. Seriously, I was very into it. That's what I wanted to do. That was like I had made up my mind early. I'm like, I'm gonna be an actor. I'll figure it out. And then music kind of came into my life. And then my senior year, this alumni in my high school came back to the school. She was looking for kids for a new movie, and she asked me to audition. I auditioned, I got the part, and it's like in the Sundance Film Festival. It's been in like Rotterdam. It's been everywhere, and it's been a cool look. But I would go back to acting. I just wanted to get my foot into the music game before I really tried with acting. But like, I would do acting again for sure. Yeah, I mean, I already made a lot of shit happen, to be honest. For 2016, I dropped like 2 projects this year. I dropped like a little EP, a full-length tape project, whatever you want to call it. And I don't want to like slow up. You know, I got more videos coming up. I got a lot more music, more features. Just like my foot is on the pedal right now. I really want to, you know, let it be known.